Okay, so today we are practicing arabesque. I'm not exactly how, I'm probably mispronouncing that horribly. And basically, why I'm practicing this right now is I'm going to play it tonight for tonight's live stream. We'll talk about polyrhythms since they have a section here on the first page with polyrhythms, and I want to make sure that I am practiced up for it and I know what to do. I might give you some insight along the way on what I'm thinking while I practice, but mainly today, at least for this live stream, that's all I'm doing. If you want to check us out for the full live stream that we usually have, it's tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'll make an official event on YouTube here pretty soon for that, probably as soon as we're done this live stream. So look out for that. If not, just go to the Lessons on the Web YouTube page, click refresh around 8 o'clock, and it should appear that we are having a live stream together. Hello, Eric is Eric. How you doing? Okay, so I've barely played this before. I've played this song a little bit before, but basically, some of the first things I'm going to be looking out for when I first read a piece of music is obviously how many sharps and flats do we have? We have four sharps, and if you know anything about key signatures, the four sharps you know have are F, C, G, and D. So probably what I'm going to do is I'm probably going to play the scale with four sharps, although I do believe that this is in C sharp minor, which also has F, C, G, and D. Okay, but at least one of those scales, just so I can map out where the sharps occur, so I don't miss them. Okay, and then what I'm going to do is I'm always going to start from the first line if I'm first learning the song. If I've been practicing the song for a couple of weeks, I'm probably going to start from the middle sections or the end sections so I don't end up practicing the same thing over and over again. Let me move the camera a little bit. I feel like it's not really looking at me very good. All right, there we go, very well. All right, here we go. And then obviously I'm going to start out slow. And that worked out pretty well, so I'm going to play that first line a little bit faster. And that worked out pretty well. So I'm going to go on to the second line. Since I've never really read this much before, I'm going to be slowing it down a little bit so I can figure out what we're doing. So here we go. So I had a little trouble on the second half of the line, so I'm just going to practice that again, nice and slow. One more time. So I'm just practicing that area I had trouble with again and again. That happens to be where the polyrhythm's at, the hard part. Let me try again. Now we try the whole line, whole second line. So now since I feel like both those lines are pretty good, I'm going to go back and play both lines together, and we're going to see how we do. And there we go, not so bad. Let me try the first two lines a little bit faster now. Oops. Let me try that again. And it went pretty well, so I'm going to continue on through the first page here onto the next line. Because it's a new line, I'm going to slow it down a bit. Try that again, same line. Oops. So I've continued on the next line. I really should have gone back and played this one again a little bit faster. I feel like I can play this one now that I have it smoothly, slowly. I'm going to try speeding it up a little bit. And that's on the next line again. Let me try again a little faster. Oops. I made a mistake, so I should go back. Once again. I made a mistake there. Let me try again. Okay, now I'm going to work out the next line, and then I'm going to go back and play the whole line, or the whole page is really what I need to play for the live stream anyway. Let me try that a little bit again. Oops. Oh, so sorry, TL Azazi. Sorry, it's confusing. So basically, let me go over it again. You're really just watching practice right now, and what we're doing is you go through basically giving you some insights on how I practice. I basically start from, obviously, if you're learning a song for the first time, you start from the beginning, you work out the first line, you play it until it's smooth at a slow tempo, then you increase the tempo, and then you move on to the next line, do that, increase the tempo, and then you go back. Sorry it's confusing. I didn't intend it to be that way. I'm really just practicing for later tonight. Check us out, tonight at Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Let's see. All right. So now I'm going to try to play the whole first page from beginning to end. And I'm just really going to show you that within 10 minutes or so, however long we've been on the stream, that you can improve a piece of music if you have the right methodology behind it. You work out the trouble areas. You don't go too fast until you feel like you can. And if it does start to fall apart too fast, go back and slow it back down until you can play it smoothly. Being able to play something from beginning to end smoothly is more important than being able to play it fast and make lots of mistakes. Even though playing it fast in a lot of cases will make it sound more like the original recording or the original composition if it goes that speed, but you really need to slow it down so you can get all the little details. So I think that's the main thing you should get out of the lesson here. There you go. I did pretty well. If you notice, I made a mistake towards the end. So I'm going to work out that section. I'm not going to ignore it. Don't ignore problem sections. That's probably the main thing you want to get out of this. Oops. Oops. Let me see. There you go. Now I'm going to slow it down because I still made some mistakes. See how that was a lot better? Let me try it again. Same place. Oops. And then it goes on to the next page. So, like I said, I just wanted to practice this for tonight, so I did know how to play the polyrhythms there. If you really want to tidbit into what polyrhythms are, it's when you have triplets in one hand and eighth notes in another, which can be complicated. But during tonight's live stream, which is the main part, I will give you some tips on how to do this properly, because it will come up in music, especially as you get into the more advanced things. All right, so anybody have any comments or questions? I'm actually doing a new live stream format pretty soon, and you'll see that tonight. That's the first time I'm ever using this new format, so you want to check us out. Let me do this. So hold on a second, everybody. Let's do live stream tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time is when we're going to have our live stream. Or maybe I should do it like this. I got a comment here. Hi, Tim. Working on Lieberstrom right now. I'm working on the speed of the cadenza, and the part after the first cadenza is breaking me. Yes, I could imagine a piece like that. You want to, obviously, like some of the tips, you've been watching the channel for a while. So some of the tips I obviously would give you is start from that spot. I actually, what a lot of people do is when they have a certain piece of music, and obviously every piece of music has different sections. Some of the sections are almost always harder than others. generally, I feel like one of the big mistakes people do a lot of times is, yeah, they will start from the harder section, like I've recommended in every video. But one thing people forget is to start from one section and actually work on the transition of one section into the other. Because a lot of times it's like the shifting of the gears that gets us. Not saying that that's the problem you're having, but I just find that that's a problem a lot of people avoid. They'll practice the individual sections, so they'll practice section B, you know, pages 2 and 3 first, then pages 1 and 2, but they're not really working on the end measure of page 2 into page 3 and into page 4, which is like one of the really important things, is that you're able to get that transition there. But I could imagine that that is giving you trouble. Eric says, it discouraged me on how a toddler can play Moonlight Sonata Third Movement. That isn't true. A toddler can't play that. Moonlight Sonata Third Movement's hard. Third movement, even the first movement is harder than a toddler can play. Oh, I don't agree with that. So don't be discouraged, because I don't think a toddler could play Moonlight Sonata Third Movement. You saw a video. Well, he's like a savant. Like you know, there are people that are born with special gifts in this world, and trust me that this little kid, I know what you're talking about now. Trust me that this little kid lacks skills that you have in other things. A lot of people who are extremely gifted like that are usually good at maybe that and maybe a couple other things, but then they're not really good at a lot of other things. In a lot of cases, I mean, he could just be gifted, but a lot of times they have a unique brain that allows them to do that, or they're trained mercilessly from the beginning to play like that. So it's not really a normal case. That toddler, trust me, that 99.9999999% of toddlers cannot play Moonlight Sonata Third Movement. But I know what you're talking about. I've seen the videos of this little kid. There's actually a few of them. But this little, I don't know, maybe he's Korean or Chinese. I'm not really sure. Don't be offended if I don't know. But he can play amazingly. So, but he is definitely not a normal case. And just rest assured that there's something in life that you're better at than he is. You know, there's not a person in the world that's super good at everything. But just keep in mind that he's not a normal case. So don't be discouraged. I'd be discouraged playing against that kid. So I wouldn't pay any attention to that. Yeah, I agree with that. Calling someone a genius is an easy way to dismiss hard work. Yeah. Gibbon says, I'm learning Chopin Nocturne E major, finding it really difficult. Oh man. Yeah. I know what you mean. Oh, is it E major or E flat major? Because I did know E flat major at one point. Let's see. Just says E major. I have a question of one of your old lessons. The quarter note, the half note, the dotted whole notes. Can you show an example, please? Yes. I can do that in a second. Let me address what Given says. E flat major. Okay, so I'm going to address, or Gwen, not Given. I'm reading it from kind of far away. I need to adjust my screen a little bit still. So Gwen, I'll answer Gwen's question first about E flat major, because I have played this one before. It's right after B flat minor. Should be right. Yeah. Oh, let me show. Hold on. So this one, right? Are you talking about this one, Gwen? Not Glenn. Gwen. So. I haven't played this in a while. That one? Okay, so this one, assuming this is the one you mean, because I think this is the only E flat major one I can remember. So how to do this? Well, first of all, I would break it up line by line. I would make like maybe a line a week goal in the beginning until you get the hang of how to do this. And then the tuplet runs, that's a whole nother lesson on its own. You'll definitely want to check out the polyrhythm lesson tonight because that will kind of help you chart these out, even though the polyrhythms in this are a bit more complicated. It is a difficult piece, so you do have to be at a certain level to tackle this piece, but let me give you some tips on how I would tackle the piece if I were learning it in the beginning. So obviously the first thing I would do is look at the key, E flat major, chart out where the flats are in E flat major. And you want to obviously start slow. What I would do is I would freeze. I'm going to give a lesson on this. This is actually a preview to another lesson. What I would do is I would turn almost everything into half notes. So I would just go 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. If that's too fast for you, obviously you can count the half notes slower, or you can turn all the notes into whole notes. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So obviously it takes a while. And then this way, what this does, gives you a lot of time to move between each note while making sure that you're hitting the right notes. 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I would do that like that, like turn all the eighth notes into half notes and count them in 2 beats. Or if you really needed to, count them as whole notes to go really slow. In terms of the turns, they're really weird to say, like this, I would just kind of isolate that. First learn about what a turn is and how to do them. That's a lesson all on its own. But if you're tackling a piece like this, you probably do know what a turn is. You start from the upper note, the note that's written, down, up. So what I would do is I would just freeze. This is in the second measure here. That's like that weird little symbol right there. See that? I can't really point. Oh, I can point to it. It has a flat above it too. Oh, does that have a flat? I can't tell what that is. See how it has a turn and then it has a weird symbol? But I can't see it. It's like rubbed out. Maybe that's what they want. I don't know. I like the natural. Anyway, you do the turn. What I would do is I would practice doing the turn on the C and jumping up to the next C. That's the hardest part of this whole line, is being able to do this. And it takes a lot accuracy to do that. And then really you want to be able to play it out of context and then in context for the rest of the song. And see, I was able to do it. That took me a long time to learn that. And again, you can turn everything into half notes. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. And you get the idea. Go from there. Okay, let's see here. T. Alazazi says, I have a question. So that's all I'm going to give you for now, Gwen. I could give you some more about the polyrhythms, but right now I'm going to save time for some of the other students. Oh, you're very welcome, Gwen. Yeah, so give it a try. See how you do with the first few lines. And then if you want to... Sorry, allergies are kicking in. If you want to attend one of the other live streams after you've practiced it, ask the question again. Oh, sorry about that. Ask the question again, and then I'll give you a little bit more on it. So I'll just let you work out with that little technique. I'm actually going to make a whole lesson on that technique and how powerful it is. It really is a powerful technique. You can learn really hard songs this way. It'll perceive like it's taking a long time because you're playing them slower, but trust me, you will learn it way better and way faster if you use this method. Okay. Let's see. T. Alazazi says, the quarter note, the half note, dot half notes. Can you show an example, please? Yes. Let me get the pen out. So, to answer this question, we have to talk about what a quarter note is. So, a quarter note really is this note that has a filled-in head. Almost every note has a head and a stem on it except for one, as you will find out. So, there's 4 of these. You see how the music's broken up into these boxes? Here, I'll highlight them. So, there's one box. Here's another one. Oops, come on. Oh, it won't let me do it because it's being annoying. There we go. So as you can see, music's broken up into these blocks, divided by these vertical lines. And these are called measures. And your time signature, which is in the beginning here, it's that number over the other number, 4/4, tells you how many beats can fit in each of these boxes before the box is too full and you can't fit any more beats in there. And you have to fit the correct amount of notes in that box as well. So think about you're working at a boxing factory and you need to put so many containers in each one, and they have a certain quota or something you have to do, and you have to put exactly 4 in each one. I would look at it that way. So a quarter note gets 1, right? And if it gets 1 beat, we're going to need 4 of them to make up the 4 beats that we have. Now we're just going to move on to a half note. A half note is now worth 2. So it's now worth twice as many as a quarter note. That's why we only have 2 half notes in this measure here. We have 1 half note here, another half note there. This first half note takes up beats 1 and 2 of the 4, and this one takes up 3 and 4 of the 4 that we have. What about a dotted half note? Well, a dotted half note, whenever you have a dot with a note, so if I take the dot away, it's going to be a regular half note worth 2. What a dot does in any rhythm is it adds half of the note's value back to itself. So if you have a note that's worth 2 beats, which is our half note, and you put a dot in front of it, it's 2 plus half of 2. What's half of 2? Well, 1, right? Because 1 plus 1 equals 2. So 2 plus 1, which is half of 2, equals 3. 2 plus 1 equals 3. So that would be 3 of the 4 beats, right? This would be beats 1. Oops, not what I meant to do. It would take up beats 1, 2, and 3, which means we still have room for 1 more beat, which we could put like a quarter note in there, and then the quarter note would be beat 4. Okay, the last one we're going to do is a whole note. And a whole note itself fills up the container. It fills up the box, or the measure as it's called in musical terms, and that is just going to get 4 beats right away. 1, 2, 3, 4. So it takes up the entire measure. So there's an overview of quarter notes, half notes, dotted half notes, and whole notes. You're welcome. Everybody give me just 1 second. I'll be right back. You're welcome, T. Alazazi. Sorry, everybody. Got some allergies today. Bleh. Okay, let me show everybody something while we're here. So I have a website. I don't know if you know about it yet, or maybe you do. You should really check it out, because if you like the kinds of lessons that we cover here on the channel and the kinds of videos I put out, then you will get a lot more out of the website, because actually, let me change the view here. You really will like the website, because the website has courses that I've made that cover the topics that are covered on the YouTube channel, plus a lot of things that I haven't covered, more advanced stuff, intermediate stuff, but also stuff for beginners. So if you're a beginner still you're looking to get a better grasp on music, head over to my website. I have over 20 courses. I'm about to put out course 22, I think, in the next week or so, called Rhythm Trainer, and I have one called Chord Trainer coming out very soon. So there's a ton of courses over there. They have the same instructional videos that you can expect like off the channel here on YouTube, plus printable sheet music examples, assignments, activities, and a bunch of things other than that to enhance your learning. You can think of it like a music academy. So check it out over there. If you have any questions about it, email me, tim@lessonsontheweb.com, or leave it in the comments, and I'd be more than happy to answer those for you. So I just wanted to tell you that that exists. And if you use the code YouTube, you can get 15% off any course. Like if you go over to the music courses page, you can browse the courses that we have. Like I said, there's a ton of them there. You can browse by piano, theory, rhythm, improvisation, sight reading, and then there's ear training here. If you click over here at the end, whoops, there we go, there it is. And then you can buy courses in packages as well to get a better deal. So just kind of telling you that that's over there. You know, it's obviously not a requirement. There still will be videos and live streams here on the YouTube channel for beginners, for those beginning tips and things like that. So do not worry. More great stuff is on the way for the YouTube channel as well. And remember, the main thing is to check us out tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Well, if you're watching the recording, this won't be so, but check us out on Fridays and Sundays, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, because that's when we have our main live stream. It's usually an hour, a little bit over an hour long, where I really dive into a lot of topics and communicate with you, the students on YouTube, which is the best part, I think, of the whole experience. So give me another second. I'll be right back. Sorry, everybody. Allergy attack. Right on time as always. Okay, so I'm back. Sorry about that. Sometimes the allergies get me, and I gotta go blow my nose before I lose my mind. Let's see what we got here. All right, so any like questions or comments, last minute things like that, let me shoot you over a link to my website just to make sure you get to the right place. Like I said, not a requirement. More stuff on the channel is definitely coming if you're not interested in this sort of thing. But if you're looking to get a lot more out of your, if you really want to take things to the next level from what we have here on the channel, you really want to check out my website, which I'll provide a link for you there. But any last minute comments or questions, we're probably going to end it here pretty soon, only because we have a live stream later on tonight, and I want to save some energy and prepare for that one. Check us out, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time tonight, and we're going to have a great live stream together. Thank you, Tia Lazazi. Man, it's coming back again. It's got me today. Got me. The allergies are killing me today. Hopefully tonight at the live stream, the allergies will be cleared up. So nobody has any last minute comments or questions. I just want to thank everybody for coming out today, listening to me practice, and kind of walk you through my thinking about when I do practice. And if you feel like that you learned something from this, or that other people can learn from it, leave the video a like, because that helps everybody know that this is a quality lesson that they can learn from too. So yeah, this has been Tim from Lessons on the Web. Let's see. It's 4. Wait, Rika has a comment. It's 4:30 a.m. here. TT. So that's pretty early. I don't know. Let's see. So it'll be a reasonable time when we have our live stream tonight. So, check that out. Let's see, 5. That's 5, whatever 5.5 hours is for you now. What is that going to be, like 10? So I think you'll be all right. Hey, Rich is here. Hey, Rich, we're just having like a little practice session. I was just practicing for tonight's live stream so I can demonstrate and talk about polyrhythms correctly. Rich is on his lunch break. But yeah, we're just hanging out here, so I'm prepared for tonight. We're having a slightly different live stream format tonight, so be on the lookout for that if you're able to attend. And I think I'm going to make it a lot better. So I'm always working on trying to make everything better. There's still a lot of work to do. I've made a lot of progress over the last year, but still a lot of work to do. I don't want to point you too many places. Check it out on Facebook and all that other stuff if you're looking for extra things. I started to do a little bit of live streaming on Facebook. They're not like these ones where they're long. They're like really short where I show you like one thing and then I, take maybe a comment or question or something like that. And then kind of direct everybody over to the live stream that we have tonight at 8 p.m. And if anybody doesn't know, Rich is a regular attendee on the live stream here. So thanks everybody for coming out. I won't take up Rich's lunch break too long. Let me see. Let me go through and thank everybody for coming here. I want to thank Rich. I want to thank Rika for coming. T. Alazazi came. Gwen was a great, had some great questions there. Cannot pronounce your name because I think you just typed in a bunch of letters. I apologize if that is your name. What does the line between notes mean? Oh, line between the notes mean? Maybe a ledger line. I'm not sure because I missed that question when we were doing it. I apologize. Let's see. The guy with characters I can't read. I'm sorry. I always forget what your name is. Eric was here. Thank you, Eric. And thanks everybody else for coming out. It was a great live stream. Remember, I'm going to say it just one last time because it's really why we're here right now. Check us out tonight because that's the main event. 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Look up what Eastern Standard Time is if you need to. But thanks everybody for coming out for another great lesson. And I'll see you tonight. Thank you so much. This has been Tim from Lessons on the Web. Nadia's here. Sorry I missed you, Nadia. Like I said, we're going to meet again tonight if you can make it. I would love for you to make it if you're able to. If you're not able to, I totally understand. But everybody is welcome to come back anytime. Always love to see new and especially returning students to the live stream. All right, everybody. The allergies are killing me, so I got to go, and I'll talk to you tonight.